Hey there, life editors! Welcome to our annual planning pajama party. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. I'm so happy you're here. This is the celebration of an entire year of life editing, and I'm so grateful to be sharing this moment with you. All right. If you are brand new here, allow me to introduce myself. I'm Sage Grayson, and I'm a former book editor turned life and business coach. I'm a life editor, and so are you. So tonight is our annual planning pajama party, and we do this every December. This is how we're going to develop our 12-week plans going into the new year. So if you are here at the end of December and you've eaten too many Christmas cookies and you're feeling let down by all of the presents you didn't get, and maybe you're just feeling stressed out, like, oh, I didn't get my New Year's resolutions done and whatever, and you're just feeling kind of like blah at the end of the year, like raise your hand. Is anyone else feeling a little blah at the end of the year? You are in the right place. We are going to have so much fun tonight, planning, dreaming, and scheming, and coming up with our beautiful edited goals for 2023. Oh, hey, Zoe. Oh, yes, I saw that you sent me a DM. Thank you very much. Thanks for being here for the live pajama planning party. We're going to have a great time. So if any of you are here, whether you are watching us live right now, or you are watching the replay, which is totally fine too. I know it's the middle of the night for some of you. Go ahead and leave a comment right now. Tell us your name, tell us your location, and tell us something fun that you brought to the pajama planning party. So I have different drinks here that I brought. I know some of you might be indulging in some wine, some after Christmas wine. I don't drink, but I've got various things here. I've got my sparkling apple cider. And I've got some green tea too, because I'm going to be talking for a long time tonight. So I've got to make sure that I am taking care of my throat. So leave a comment. Tell us, even if you're watching the replay, go ahead, leave a comment, your name. Tell us where you are watching from. So I'm in Los Angeles right now. And tell us what you're drinking, if you're drinking some kind of fun drink, and tell us about your pajamas, because I hope you're here wearing pajamas with me. I got my little bow. I am like all set here. Now all we need is some popcorn and some pizza, turn on a movie, do our nails. Like this is the total pajama party going on right now. So yeah, so I've got my sparkling apple cider, which is delicious. And I'm going to tell you how weird I am. And I've shared this in some other videos too, is that I don't drink soda. I actually don't drink any carbonated stuff. And I've never been a drinker of soda or pop or anything carbonated throughout my whole life. I've tried it many times, but I can't swallow the bubbles. And I don't know if that's like a gag reflex thing, or if my throat is too small, or if I'm having an allergic reaction or whatever, but I can't swallow carbonation. I can't swallow bubbles. And so all my friends are like, you've never had like a Diet Coke? And I'm like, I try, I can't drink sodas. I can't swallow sodas. So when I do have anything carbonated, so this is sparkling apple cider with it's cranberry something. It's some kind of festive apple cider. I always put a little bit in it, and then I do two things. Either I shake it so there's no bubbles and it goes completely flat, or I add water to it to make it more like juice rather than like sparkling or carbonated. I know it's so weird. So tell me if you are drinking any kind of like weird drink tonight during the party. All right. Oh, and my jammies. Got to show my jammies. These are like coral fleece jammies. I got them on Amazon. And they change color kind of in the light. Sometimes they look pink. I don't know what it looks like to you on screen. But like up close, it looks kind of coral, kind of like orangey. So you tell me what color this is. I think it's like pinkish coral. So leave a comment, name, location, what are you drinking, and what are your jammies like? Or share a picture of your jammies too. I would love to see them. All right. So what is this annual planning pajama party? Because we've been doing this for years. I don't know. I think this is like the 7th or 8th one I've done. I should actually add that up and see how many of these we've actually done. But basically, we are coming down off the holiday high. We might be feeling a little funky. It's the 13th week, which I will talk about later too. And we might be kind of feeling a little discombobulated, like, oh gosh, a new year is starting. What am I going to do? Maybe you haven't even thought about thinking about your goals. Or maybe some of you have been thinking about your goals since last year. You've been planning them every time we've been doing this. And that's great. Wherever you're at right now, whether you already have your goals planned out or whether you're still trying to figure it out, you are in the right place. So during the planning pajama party, that's a tongue twister, isn't it? This is your chance to talk directly to me. So leave comments. Remember, also tell us your name, location, and what you're drinking and what your jammies look like. And so you can ask me anything about productivity, goal planning, about motivation, business strategies, life editing. We're going to get into a lot of that tonight. But any questions that you have, this is your chance to get an answer from me live during the party. I want you to share your ideas. So if you have a really great planning tip or a really great way of using your planner that maybe we haven't heard of, go ahead and put it in the comments. I want all of us to be sharing our ideas so that we can make the best plans for 2023. All right, before we get started, I want to make sure that you have everything that you need in front of you to come up with your proper 12-week plan. So we're going to do 12-week plans, which I will explain more in a little bit as we get into the party. We don't do annual plans, which are year-long plans, and those don't work for many reasons. So what I do with my clients, and I've been doing this for years and years and years. I've been a coach for 11 and a half years. So what we do is 12-week planning. And if you watched my 12 Days of Life Editing video series that just wrapped up on Christmas, I will leave the link in the description so you can watch the entire series. But if you watch that, you know the value of 12-week planning. So tonight, we're going to come up with your 12-week plan for the beginning of 2023. That's January, February, March. And in order to do that, I want to make sure that you have enough supplies in front of you. So favorite pens and pencils, get some Post-its. I love Post-its. Getting kind of highlighters you need, any kind of notes apps. Make sure you have a calendar, whether it's a digital calendar or printed calendar. Any project management apps that you use, like I use Asana. I've also used Trello. Whatever you use, Notion, make sure you have that open as well. And if you want more advice and help, or if you don't have a planner, then go ahead and click the link in the description to get your copy of the Edit My Life Planner. And this is a 5-day mini video course and planner bundle to help you stop procrastinating on your biggest goals and get results fast. So the link is in the description. If you haven't already gotten your copy of the Edit My Life Planner, I know you life editors. I know you guys already have this, but for those of you who are new, who don't have this, go ahead and click the link in the description to get it. We're going to be going over a lot of the stuff that's in the planner, a lot of the stuff that's in the training videos, but there's so much more in the mini course that I can't go over during tonight's party. So make sure you get this copy of the Edit My Life Planner, and you can use it as we're planning tonight. So I printed mine out. It is a digital planner. There's a PDF for the daily one and a PDF for the weekly one. And then there's a 5-day video series plus 8 clarity worksheets. So there's a lot in the mini course. If you already printed this out or you're looking at the PDFs or whatever, you can go ahead and use this. But if you have your own planner that you like better, that's okay. That is totally okay. Just make sure you have some way to capture your ideas and put your tasks into specific days and specific weeks in your planner. So make sure you have a planner in front of you, whether it's mine or somebody else's. Have a planner in front of you. It could be a printed planner or it could be a digital planner. Okay. We good? Let me know what planner you're using too. You leave a link in the comments and share your favorite planner or the planner that you're using for 2023. I use mine a lot. For digital planning, I also use Asana. I've used Trello in the past. And then for like a printed planner, I use so many different ones, but I honestly always keep going back to Clever Fox, which you can find on Amazon. And I can leave a link below to my favorite Clever Fox planners, but I just find them really like clean and easy to use. Most of them are undated, so you can start them at any time. Mine is undated, so you can start it at any time too. But go ahead and leave a comment and share your favorite planners with me. Okay. Other housekeeping stuff. Yes, if you are watching the replay, Totally fine. We are going to be doing a lot of prompts and a lot of writing during tonight's party. So if you are watching this live and you're like, whoa, I need to pause this and come back to this later, totally fine. The replay will be here for you to come back, pause, do your writing, restart it, go over the parts that are confusing. And I want to make sure if you are watching the replay, please, please, please leave comments. If anything's confusing, I definitely will be coming back and answering your questions in the comments too, even long after this initial recording. And if you've got some really good tips or something just like clicked for you, you had a eureka moment or whatever, or something that we need to hear, put it in the comments. Like, I love learning planning tips from you life editors. Okay. One more thing before we get into the actual content of our planning pajama party. As you may have seen in the picture, I had like a nice thumbnail for this party. We have a special guest. Da, 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 da. This is the Wheel of Mini Goals. If you have been following me for any amount of time, you know how much I've been talking about getting a prize wheel. So this is a prize wheel, and you can order these on Amazon. And basically, it's just a spinner, and you can put whatever you want on it. So I decorated mine with scrapbook paper. But basically, I have been dreaming about having a prize wheel for so long. And as I was getting ready to do the planning party and figuring out like what are we going to do tonight, it's like, you know, I want a prize wheel. This is my Christmas present to me. So I got myself a prize wheel. So we're not actually doing prizes tonight. I will definitely be doing prizes other times on different live streams. But tonight we have something really fun that we're going to be using the wheel for. Mini goals. And I haven't done this before on a planning pajama party. So this is new. During our party tonight, you're going to be coming up with 1 to 3 really big SMART goals for yourself for the next 12 weeks. But I wanted to challenge you. Those of you who are ready for a challenge, I'm going to spin the wheel and we're going to pick 5 mini goals to add to your 12-week plan. These mini goals are a little different. So you've got these big umbrella, big SMART goals that might be like earning $20,000 in the next 12 weeks from your business, or that might be losing X amount of weight, or paying off your credit card, or whatever it is. You've got some big goal that you're working on. But these small mini goals are 5-day challenges, and they're just extra fun things for you to do to kind of liven up your planning and to add a little fun. So when we get to the mini goals, we will spin the wheel and we're going to choose 5 of them. And if you want to, you can add those mini goals into your 12-week plan. If you're not feeling the mini goals, you don't have to do them. That's totally fine. So we've got business ones, health ones, relationship ones, friendship ones, and then just kind of like fun out of the box ideas. So we will be coming back to the wheel of mini goals later during our planning pajama party. So I just had to show that to you. For those of you who are my clients and you have product-based businesses, you know how much I've been talking about a prize wheel. So for those of you who do like art fairs, community fairs, and farmers markets and that type of thing, if you have any kind of like product-based business, I always recommend having a prize wheel. So you get people to come up, they give you their email address, and they can spin the wheel for a coupon code or spin the wheel for a free something or other. It really draws people to your booth. So if you have a products-based business and you do live events, get yourself a prize wheel. I am definitely going to be using my prize wheel coming up in 2023. I have already started filming some videos with it, so stay tuned for that. It's going to be really fun. Okay, any other housekeeping stuff? Taking a look. I think we're pretty good, but I will say, for those of you who might be new here, I would appreciate it so much if you would subscribe to my YouTube channel and give this video a big like. And if you are watching on Facebook, go ahead and give it a big like too, and like my business page. It really helps my business be found by other life editors who could benefit from the same productivity and motivation help that I'm giving you tonight. So please subscribe and like. It would really help me out. All right. Oh, who we got here? Tanya. Hey, welcome to the party. So glad you're here. For any of you who are joining us, and we're really about to get started right now, go ahead and leave your name, your location, what you're drinking, and tell us about your jammies. All right. That was a lot of talking, but now we're going to get started doing your 12-week plan for 2023. So this is January, February, March for the next 12 weeks. So why are we doing the 12-week planning right now? Well, if you watched my 12 Days of Life editing video series, you know this is the last week of the year, which is also week 13. All of my clients do 12-week planning, and I've been doing it for years and years and years. And week 13 is kind of that in-between stage, in between one 12-week plan and then going into the next 12-week plan. And this is your time to reflect, to figure out what worked, what didn't work, and what's important to you going forward for the next 12-week plan. And I will say, if this is your very first time doing 12-week planning, it's going to be messy. It's going to be messy. There's no way to get around it. Everyone, including myself, the very first time you do a 12-week plan, you're going to stuff too much stuff into it. You're going to think you have like more time than you do. You're going to put like 15 goals instead of 3. And that's okay. You kind of have to learn from your mistakes. But every time you do another 12-week plan, it gets more refined. You start to understand your rhythms and your energy levels. And every single 12-week plan after that gets better and better. And you're able to reach your goals knowing your limits. And that's kind of what us as life editors do. We know we're not perfect. That's why we're always constantly editing and adjusting and tweaking and making things better the next time around. So let's enjoy this 13th week here and set ourselves up for success going into 2023. Okay. Why make a plan for the new year? Why should we make a plan for the new year? I can't tell you, like every time it's December, this has certainly been going on for a while, but I definitely notice it happening more often. I think people are getting really cynical, but I see articles and social media posts and videos about people saying, don't make New Year's resolutions, stop making goals, just live your life, people. And I get it. I do get it. Like I totally understand being burned out and frustrated with the world, with yourself, with your job, with everything. But I still believe, and I think I will always believe, that planning and goal setting does have a place in your life. I know it's really tempting to be like, well, I never kept my New Year's resolutions before, so goal setting must not work. And I hear you, and I understand you, and I hear your pain. But you probably were doing goal setting a little wrong or making some common mistakes. Hey, I'm right there with you. I make tons of goal setting mistakes too. But if you learn from your mistakes, then you can set up a goal plan that does work. And that's why I really want you to think about what do you want for the New Year's. So I have three reasons why we want to make a plan for the new year. So number one, making a New Year's plan, we're going to do our 12-week plan. Making a New Year's plan takes advantage of the fresh start mentality. You know what I'm talking about. Whenever we come to the precipice of something, we're right at the edge of something new. That fresh start is beginning. Something happens inside us. The whole psychological thing that a fresh start gives us motivation. It inspires us. And if you take advantage of it, you can really get a head start and a jump start on what you want. So what is this fresh start energy? You know it. It's January 1st, the start of a new year. It's Monday, Monday morning. Think about that. What is the day that most people start like diets? Monday, or start any kind of goal, Mondays. It's whenever you're starting anything new, the new day, the new week, the new month. You could be starting a new job. You could have moved to a new location. You could have gotten divorced and starting your newly single life. Whatever it is, there are so many new, fresh start beginnings in our life. And New Year's is such a special one because it holds all of that possibility. And yes, you can scoff and be cynical and be like, New Year's resolutions don't work. I'm going to show you a way to make them work for you, a better way. And I don't want you to miss that fresh start mentality. So leave a comment and let me know, what is your favorite kind of fresh start? Is it New Year's Day? For me, it's Mondays. I've said this many a time. Mondays are my favorite day of the week. I was born on a Monday and it totally shows. I love Mondays. I get so much work done. I feel inspired. It's like a blank sheet of paper with nothing written on it. I love Mondays. Maybe you love starting a new job, or maybe you love, I don't know, what kind of fresh start happens in your life. Maybe you always feel really good at the beginning of the month. Or hey, I remember back in the day, I used to get paid once a month as a book editor. We got paid at the end of the month. So yeah, like the first day of the month was a pretty good day most times. So that is number one reason why we're going to make a New Year's plan, is because it's the fresh start mentality, and I don't want you to lose it. Honestly, starting a plan January 1st holds so much more motivation than starting a plan any other time. I don't know, August 8th or May 13th. Like there's not that hope and expectation. So let's grab onto it and let's use it to our advantage. Ooh, Tanya's got a good one. I love the change of seasons. Fresh season, fresh start. Yes, I love that too. My favorite season is fall. I would love to hear what favorite seasons you ladies watching tonight have. But that's a good one. Yeah, a new season. Or when the snow all melt. I don't live anywhere where there's snow anymore, but when the snow all melts and the flowers start coming up in the spring, that's like, it's beautiful. That's another fresh start. Or when the leaves start falling in the fall, like that's a fresh start right there too. Oh, I love it. I did used to, I know some of you are dealing with a lot of snow and blizzards and nastiness right now. I live in Los Angeles, so I don't have that. But I do have sympathy because I lived in Chicago for 30 years. So I do understand what it's like to experience a blizzard. Let's see, Tanya says she loves spring. Yep. Gotta love that fresh start. Okay. So the second reason that we want to make a New Year's plan is because we need something fun to look forward to. Yeah. I think at the end of the year, I put this in my newsletter to my email subscribers this week. Like, we have lots of like dashed hopes and dreams by the end of the year. Well, I didn't get that done, and I didn't get that done, and I didn't do that thing. And it's kind of a letdown at the end of the year. I totally feel you. But if we could have something fun to look forward to, something beautiful in the next 12 weeks, like that would propel us forward. We want to have something fun and lovely to inspire us to move forward. So whatever that might be, maybe you're planning a vacation, or maybe you're going to feel so good once that last credit card is paid off. Or maybe you're going to be, I don't know, be able to fit into your skinny jeans again. I don't know, whatever it is. But there is something so beautiful about having something to look forward to, something fun to look forward to. I was going to say this, but when I was recording my 12 Days of Life Editing series, and I will leave the link in the description so you can watch the entire series. But when I was recording that, I had to say my YouTube like catchphrase. I don't know what it is. Where I have had many catchphrases over the years, but this one, the one I'm currently using is, I'll help you get stuff done while still having fun. Because it's short and sweet, and it's a lot shorter than some of my old taglines. So get stuff done while still having fun. And as I was recording those videos, I was like, golly, I haven't had a lot of fun this year. And I was just thinking, I'm going to make sure that I incorporate a lot of fun into 2023, which is why we have the prize wheel, which I will bring out again soon later in this party. But yeah, I want to have more fun. And that's why, like, even though I was feeling kind of like, I don't know, sluggish, I guess, I was like, no, go ahead and hang up the lights, hang up the twinkle lights. Let's add some fun, put a little bow in my hair. Let's have some fun with this. So I want you to think about that. The second reason why you should make a plan for the New Year's is to add something fun to look forward to. Do you have something fun planned in your next 12 weeks? Leave a comment and let me know if you have anything fun coming up. One thing that is coming up in the next 12 weeks for me is my birthday, which is always fun. I am a February birthday. I'm not fishing for gifts. I'm just telling you. So I always try to have something fun in February just for me, for my birthday. Okay. Last reason, the third reason why we need to make New Year's plans is because it gives us a purpose and a focus instead of just winging it. Oh, if you've been following me for any amount of time, you know how much I hate it when people just wing it. So, wing it could be flying by the seat of your pants, or going with the flow, or seeing what happens, or drifting along. I just hate the idea of winging it. If you don't choose your own goals, that in itself is a choice. Not making a decision is making a decision. And I don't want that for you. I really don't want that for you. I want you to be proactive with your life and choose goals that have meaning and purpose for you. I want you to have a focus every single day. So you wake up in the morning and you can't wait to get out of bed because you're so excited to be doing your work that's leading towards blank, whatever your big goals are. I want that to inspire you. And I want you to feel like every day you are moving closer to that thing. You have focus and purpose. All right, so let's recap right now. I've got 3 reasons why we're going to make a plan for the new year. So number 1, takes advantage of that fresh start mentality. Number 2, gives you something fun to look forward to. And number 3, it gives you structure, focus, and a purpose. So you're not just drifting along. All right. Are we ready for some fun? Let me bring out again the wheel of mini goals. Da, da, da. I need some kind of like fanfare or some kind of like theme song for the wheel. If you are just jumping on the call, you're probably wondering, what the hell is that? So this is the wheel of mini goals. So what we're doing different during this planning party this year, we haven't done this in the past because I didn't own my prize wheel, but I bought a prize wheel because I need more fun in my life. And what we're doing is, as we go through tonight's party, we're going to create your 12-week goals. So you're going to have 1 to 3 big goals, and we're going to make them SMART goals. We're going to break them down, and they're just going to be like the big things you're working on. But I thought it'd be really fun to choose some mini goals too that you can either choose to do or not, that would add a little spice and spark to your 12-week plans. So I have mini goals on here that are 5-day challenges, and we're going to pick 5 of them for the next 12 weeks. So you can either choose to do them with the rest of the life editors on this party or not, or maybe just choose one of them. But the idea is to just challenge yourself, to get out of your comfort zone and do something fun. So I've got business ones, I've got health ones on here, relationship ones, money ones, just a whole variety. So now we're going to choose our first mini goal. And as we choose it, then I will give you a brief description on it. And and you can choose whether or not to add it to your 12-week plan. But I really, really hope you will. I really hope you challenge yourself. Okay? Ready? Ooh, the first mini goal is to do something that scares you. Yes, do something that scares you. Let me see if I can show that to you. Do something that scares you. All right, let me push this aside and I can explain exactly what that mini goal is all about. Okay. Your first mini goal is to do 5 days of doing something that scares you. In your next 12-week plan, I want you to choose 5 consecutive days anywhere in your plan to do something each day that scares you. So this could be something that like literally scares you, like maybe you have to have like a conversation with somebody, but you've got to have that conversation. Or maybe you've got to apply to a job that might seem a little bit out of reach, and that's a little scary. Or maybe you need to do something for your business and put yourself out there, like doing a video. Maybe that's scary for you. Or maybe it's wearing something that you wouldn't normally wear. I have no problem with that. I wear nonsense all the time. Or maybe it's actually like focusing on paying off your debt and putting that money towards debt rather than using it on takeout or something like that. Or maybe it's getting out of your comfort zone in some way. Maybe that's exercising in public or going to the gym or taking a walk around your neighborhood or something like that where you must be seen. Leave a comment and let me know. What is something that scares you, but you might be willing to do it for our first mini goal challenge? So in your planner, you can write this down or pause it and come back to it later after you have your big goals, but choose 5 consecutive days in the next 12 weeks and do 5 days of doing something that scares you. And I will let you choose what level of scare that is. So maybe having a conversation with a meaningful conversation with someone is scary. Probably more scary than, I don't know, wearing a color you never wear, wearing something neon to the office or something like that. But choose something that gets you out of your comfort zone that you know you're not doing because you're scared. And maybe some of the things are things that absolutely have to be done. Like you've got to have that uncomfortable conversation. I know for a lot of my friends, it's talking to their parents about like end of life care and making sure their wills and all of their stuff is in order. That's a scary conversation, but it must be done. Or maybe your scary thing has to do with your business, like sending warm letters or commenting or I don't know, reaching out to a coach or asking for a sale or being on video. So pick something that scares you. I will also let you choose if it's the same thing for each of those 5 days or if it's 5 different things that scare you. I don't know. This is your goal plan. You get to choose. All right. Ooh, Tanya's got a good one, doing TikTok videos. Yes. I think that's scary for lots of people. How many of you are doing video content? Leave a comment and let me know. I can say this because Tanya is a coach just like me, and it's really important for coaches to be on video. I know that can be really scary. You're like, oh, I don't want to be on video, but you are literally selling yourself. I know that sounds a little weird, but I'm selling productivity advice and business advice and planning advice. And there are thousands and thousands of other coaches and other resources that are sharing the exact same things that I'm sharing. But people buy from me because of my personality, because we have a little fun here, because they like the idea of life editing, because that makes sense to them, because they like me. And a good part of how I get people to hire me and I get people on my email list and I get people subscribing to me is because I'm on video. So if that's something scary to you, if you're a coach, like if you're a coach and you are the product for your business, I highly recommend doing some kind of video. So you can do like Tanya and do TikTok videos or short videos. I do YouTube shorts and I usually keep them 15 seconds, 30 seconds long, not long at all. All you want to do is just get that point across or entertain in a short little burst. So if any of you are coaches, I highly recommend trying video content in the new year for the 5-day mini challenge. Good. Okay. So that was the first mini goal, and we are going to be choosing 5 of them throughout the party. I'm going to be drinking tea this whole time because I can already feel my throat getting a little scratchy. And I'm like, no, singing too many Christmas carols. That must have been it. Okay, moving on. Let's talk about different kinds of planning. And I'm sure many of you have tried lots and lots of different kinds of plans. I have 5 different ways of planning that I recommend. And I would love to see you try one of these 5 too. But if you have a different way of planning that really, really works for you, I want to hear about it. So make sure you leave a comment and tell us all about it. So these are the 5 different kinds of planning that I recommend. And we're going to go through some of them during tonight's party. So number 1 is New Year's resolutions. And here's the thing, like we talked about, people think New Year's resolutions are goals, and they're not. New Year's resolutions are what you resolve to do in the new year. It's literally in the name. So it's a big umbrella feeling or intention. A New Year's resolution is not a goal plan. It's not project management. It's not a task list. You're not going to open it up. Oh, okay. Monday, here's what my New Year's resolution. No. It is what you resolve to do. It is big picture umbrella. If you treat it like that, if you treat it like a big picture intention, then it's great. The New Year's resolutions can definitely work for you. Or if you take that big umbrella feeling that you want to have and break it down into specific goals, with specific projects, with specific tasks, which we are going to do during tonight's party, then you can really, really make them work for you. But I love the idea of resolving to be a different person or to have a different feeling for your life in the new year. So, New Year's resolutions. Leave a comment and let me know how many of you do New Year's resolutions, and do you treat them as that big overarching thing that you resolve to do? So maybe that is, I resolve to start a business in the new year. That's not a goal because you need to pick timelines and make it specific and measurable. You got to break down the projects. What does that business mean? All of that stuff. Or I resolve to be healthier in the new year. Again, that's not a goal. That's a resolution. And then you can break that down into goals, projects, and tasks. But I do like the idea of a resolution, just kind of that overarching, who do you want to be next year? How do you want to feel next year? What's your intention for next year? So that is one way of planning that I recommend, is New Year's resolutions. The second way of planning, which kind of ties into New Year's resolution, is a word of the year. How many of you have done a word of the year? I've been doing words of the years for a long time. Basically, you choose a word to guide you in every decision in the new year. So you might choose a word like, I don't know, calm. That was one of my words many years ago. I don't think I'm very calm. That's probably why I chose it. So then whenever you have a decision, you ask yourself, okay, is this decision going to help me stay calm? Or is it going to help me relax? Or maybe you have a word like, I know people who've chosen the word yes, or bigger, or I don't know, fresh or fun or whatever like that. I've chosen lots of different words. I'm trying to remember. I'm kind of like blanking right now. But basically, you choose a word, and then whatever decisions you have to make, you hold it up against that word. So I change my word of the year every year. I actually think, like we just talked about this, I think my word of the year for next year, for 2023, is going to be fun, because I don't think I've been having much fun. So I think I'm like 90% certain that that's going to be my word of the year. So then when I'm making decisions in 2023, a sponsor contacts me. I ask myself, okay, would working with this sponsor be fun? Or I come up with a product idea. Okay, would working on this product be fun? Or I think of something or anything like, oh, someone asked me to go on this trip or go to a concert or whatever. Would that be fun for me, or would that be a hassle for me? So every decision that you make, you hold it up against your word. I've mentioned this before in several of my videos that I actually have a word for my life, not specifically just a word for the year. I do change my word for the year, but my word for my life has always been kindness, or am I being kind? So when I am thinking about something like, okay, like as I'm interacting with someone, like let's say I get an angry customer email, am I being kind to that person as I interact with them? If I encounter a troll who's leaving nasty comments on my YouTube channel, am I being kind to them? It affects every area of my life. Like what I'm eating, is what the food that I'm eating kind, which is a big part of why I'm a vegan. And also, like, is the food that I'm putting into my body kind to me? Which is also like why I don't eat a lot of processed foods or candy or, or whatever too. I'm trying to be kind to me. It also affects whether or not like I buy certain products. Like if I buy this product, is that kind to the world? Or if I drive this type of car, is that kind to the world? So I have a word for my life, but I do change it up for every year. Leave a comment and let me know if you have a word for your life. Like, what is that guiding word that you hold up against every decision that you make in your life? Do you guys have that? I know I'm not I've heard of other people having words for their lives. I know I'm not the only one, but if you have a word for your life, or if there's some kind of guiding word for you that you that you use for every decision? I would love to hear what it is. Give us some ideas, because I bet some of you are thinking like, what's my word of the year? I don't know. So give us some ideas of what words you're using. Okay, so that's number 2. The third type of planning that I recommend is a 12-week plan, which is exactly what we're going to be doing during tonight's party. And if you already have the Edit My Life Planner, and I'll leave the link in the description so you can get a copy, you know all about 12-week planning and why it is so important to me and my clients. And there are so many reasons why 12-week plans work, but basically it is short enough to feel urgent. It's going to feel like the clock is always ticking, because you can probably imagine like where your life is going to be 90 days from now or 3 months from now. So if you think like, oh, I've got to blank, like pay off my credit cards in the next 90 days, like, oh, it's urgent. There's an urgency about it. So it's short enough to feel urgent. Whereas if you think like, oh, I've got to pay off my credit cards in the next 12 months, there's no urgency to that. That's exactly why annual goals don't work. But also 12-week plans work because they are long enough to get sustained, lasting results. So if you tried to do, I don't know, a 1-week plan or a 1-month plan, you might not even be showing any results. You might not have paid down your debt at all by then. You might not be noticing any muscle gain or weight loss. You might not be getting any sales for your business yet. It's too short of a time. But for 12 weeks, if you create new habits, whatever your habits are for your health, for your business, for your relationships, whatever, and you do that work for a sustained 12 weeks, you are going to have lasting results. You're going to be able to see a distinct before and after, whether that's on the scale, whether that's in your bank account, whatever it is, there's a distinct before and after. So 12-week plans work because they're short enough to feel urgent and long enough to get lasting results. You're not going to backslide after 12 weeks of concentrated effort. Make sense? All right. Leave a comment and let me know, have you ever made a 12-week plan? Because you're going to make one before the end of tonight. Or are you still hanging on to the idea of annual goals? I don't think annual goals are bad if you break them up into 12-week plans. I don't want you worrying about something that you're not even going to start until October now. There's no point in even thinking about that now. Wait until you get to that part. Okay, number 4 type of planning that I recommend is pyramid planning. And I also discussed this in the video course for the Edit My Life Planner. And I also mentioned it in my 12 Days of Life Editing video series, which I will link below too. So, Tanya says, I have a word of the day or a theme or phrase for my kids before school, such as courage. I love it. I am smart, or I can do hard things. I love that. I really love that. I think that I can do hard things kind of goes along with the first mini goal of doing something that scares you. Yeah. So think about that. Do any of you use theme days where you kind of like what Tanya's saying, you choose a theme for the day? And some of you might do that, like marketing on Mondays or writing on Tuesdays or client calls on Wednesdays. Or do you actually do like a feeling like courageous Mondays or take care of yourself Tuesdays or something like that? That's another way to do a word of the year. All right, so the 4th one is pyramid planning. And basically that means everything you do goes up an apex towards the top of your pyramid, which is where your goals are. So the bottom part of your pyramid, your foundation, are all of your daily tasks. And what you do every day matters. It leads to your ultimate goals. So if you spend your days scrolling through social media or watching YouTube videos or watching reruns on the couch and not doing your work for your goals, then you're never going to reach your goals. And you're going to wonder, like, why didn't I reach my goals? Because those daily tasks were neglected. But if you do daily tasks that lead to your goals, then you're going to get there. And your tasks make up your projects, which is the middle part of the pyramid. And your projects make up the goals at the very top of your pyramid. So everything you do, your tasks are a part of your projects. Your projects are a part of your ultimate goals. Everything you do every single day leads to those ultimate goals. So you might have like a big goal of earning X amount of money for your business. And one of your projects might be releasing a digital course. And then your tasks for that digital course would be like setting up the portal, making the content, doing the launch emails, creating the sales page, all of those little things at the bottom. But everything leads up to your goals. So if you find yourself sitting around doing something, scrolling through social media or staring off into space or doing whatever, ask yourself, what project does this task lead to? And then what goal does that project lead to? And if you find yourself, well, scrolling through TikTok for 3 hours doesn't actually lead to my goal, well, maybe you need to cut it out and do something else that does lead to your goal. I also find with some of my clients, they think they're doing stuff every day to get to their goals. But when you actually break it down, they're just doing busy work. So let's say it is posting on social media. I ask them, okay, what is posting on social media doing for you? And they're like, well, it's I don't know, it's getting me out there, but it's not actually leading to something. It's just posting just to be posting. But if you were posting on social media to get leads, to get people on your email list so that you can market to them, that's an actually good little task to do. But if you're just posting just to be cool or be seen, that doesn't actually make money. That actually doesn't lead anywhere. So make sure whatever you're doing, it actually leads somewhere. This is all about having calls to action. So you'll notice this in my YouTube videos. I know you've noticed this on other people's videos, their emails, whatever. When you are giving them some information, always lead them to the next thing. So I will tell them like, hey, here's the information from this video. If you like this, do this. Sign up for my free workshop, buy my product, watch this next video. So you always want to make sure that any little task that you're doing is actually leading somewhere. It's actually contributing to your goal. I hope this is making sense. You can get a lot more detailed explanation in the Edit My Life Planner program, which I will leave in the description. So if you haven't guessed already, the call to action of this planning pajama party is to get you to buy my planner. That's the whole point of it. So like although this planning pajama party is super fun, I have a purpose for it. It's to build loyalty with my life editors. It's to get people on my email subscriber list. It's to get people to like my Facebook page and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And it's to get people to buy my product. So make sure whatever task you're doing, that there's an actual goal that you're leading to for doing it. All right. So moving on, we've got the fifth and final planning way of planning that I recommend. And you've heard it a million times from me. It's the life editing process. So for those of you who are brand new, who might not know what I'm talking about, I was a book editor for 10 years before I became a life coach. And now I consider myself a life and business coach. And when I was starting out, I didn't really know what I was doing. I was trying to help people because I felt deep in my heart that I could. And I noticed that other life coaches were teaching the same things that I was giving away for free on my blog. And once I finally started coaching people, I realized that I was helping them edit their lives the same way I used to edit manuscripts back in the day. So if any of you are in publishing or you're writers or editors, this is like very familiar for you. There are certain ways that you edit a manuscript to clean it up before you like send it off to go get published. And it's the same for your life. There are certain steps that you do to clean up your life, to make yourself the best you possible. And so it made sense to me. So I combined it into my life editing process, which we will get into later during the party. And I find for my clients, and certainly for me, and it definitely makes sense for me, if you like step-by-step processes, if you like kind of hand-holding, leading you through goal setting, if you like the idea of taking who you are and just editing and polishing yourself rather than throwing your whole life away and starting from scratch, then life editing is going to make a lot of sense to you. So if you want more really in-depth look at like my life editing process, I have a great digital course called Life Editing for Beginners. I feel so nostalgic about it. The first version of it I published in 2015 and has been updated several times since then. It was last updated last year with 28 brand new videos, and something like, I don't even remember, 30 worksheets, something like that. but it's a great program. I will leave the link, or if you click the link to my store, it's in my store. But I will update the description and add it into the description too. It's life editing for beginners if you want really in-depth look at how to edit your life. Okay, so let's recap that. Those are 5 different ways of planning that I recommend. So it's New Year's resolutions, word of the year, 12-week plans, pyramid planning, and life editing process. I want to hear from you. What are your favorite ways to plan? Which way of planning makes sense to you? Do you use any of those 5 ways, or do you have a different one? Leave a comment and let me know. When you're coming up with your goals, what planning system do you use? What makes sense to you? All right. I'm just checking comments too. And if you are watching the replay, go ahead and leave a comment because I will come back and respond to comments. Okay. Now, before we can create our 2023 goals, we have to say goodbye, farewell to 2022. So that's what we're going to do right now. We're going to say goodbye to 2022. If you have a copy of the Edit My Life Planner, I want you to pull up your quarterly progress check worksheet. And if you don't have that, that's okay. Just make sure you have your Notes app open, or a piece of paper to write on, or a planner or something, because I'm going to give you some prompts to answer that's going to really help you reflect and think about what was good, what was bad about 2022, and where you want to go moving forward with your next 12-week plan. So this is the quarterly progress check worksheet. You can find it in the Edit My Life Planner. So the link is in the description if you don't have a copy, or you can just write along with us on a piece of paper right now. Okay. So, before I keep going on, also, those of you who have access to the Life Editor Clubhouse, which is in my store, just click the link in the description. There is a class called End of Year Review, which has a lot more in-depth journal prompts. So in the Clubhouse, it's End of Year Review. Watch that class, and that's going to give you a really, really good reflection over the past year. We're going to do a mini version of it right now. So got your quarterly progress check. Let's go over the past 12 weeks. And if you didn't make a 12-week plan for October, November, December, or this is the first time you're doing 12-week planning, just look over the past year. And let's do our quarterly progress check. So write down what's changed in the past 12 weeks. Just kind of let it flow, brain dump. And you might need to come back to this video and pause it and give yourself a few minutes to answer these prompts. So what's changed? I don't know. Maybe you moved. Maybe you started a relationship. Maybe you ended a relationship. Maybe you started a job. Maybe you quit a job. Maybe you started a business. Maybe your finances changed. Maybe you became a mom. I don't know. So think about anything that's changed this year. Maybe your changes were all mindset. Maybe you started using the law of attraction. Maybe you started thinking more positively. Maybe you started seeing a therapist or getting help with your mental health. I don't know. Write down anything that's changed during the past year. Okay. Next is, how are you feeling about the different areas of your life? I just noticed my lights are falling. Oh, it's the beauty of live video. So how are you feeling about the different areas of your life? So maybe you're feeling really good about your career, but you're not feeling so good about your marriage. Or maybe you're feeling really good about your friendships, but you're just kind of going through the motions with your job. Maybe you're feeling good about your health, but not good about your finances. I don't know. How are you feeling about every area of your life that's important to you? So think about what areas of your life are taking up space right now. So if you've got a job, if you've got a business, if you've got any relationships, if you've got family, your spiritual life, your friends, your hobbies and interests, your finances. Yeah, I'm sure you can think of other areas that I'm missing too. Oh, your kids, any area of your life, think about how are you feeling about each of those areas. If you want to, you might even want to give yourself a scale like 1 to 10. So maybe your finances are a 5, but your relationships are a 9. I don't know. Sometimes adding a scale can really make it easier to reflect and see like where your attention was and how you were feeling about each area. All right. Next prompt. What goals or projects did you accomplish? So what did you accomplish? Maybe you launched something for your business. Maybe you joined a group. I mean, I launched my new mastermind group, Goodbye 9 to 5 this year, which was amazing. I'm so happy that I did that. I also switched over to business coaching, more so than life coaching, which I was already doing, but I hadn't admitted it for a long time. What things did you accomplish? Maybe hey, it could be big or small. Maybe you cleaned out the garage. I don't know. I'll take that as a win. I will definitely take that as a win. Maybe you did something good for your health. Maybe you got off some medication that you've been trying to get off for a while. Maybe you asked for and you got a promotion at work. That would be amazing. So write down anything that you did accomplish. And I would love to hear it in the comments too. Tell us what was your biggest accomplishment. Next is, what do you still want to do? What do you still want to do? So maybe there was something that either you just didn't have the time or the energy or the focus or the money to do this year, but it's still important to you. So what is it, something that you wanted to do, but you didn't get to? And you know what I'm going to tell you about that when we get further into the party. It's going to go in your parking lot. So what do you still want to do? What's still important, but you didn't get to it? Maybe you wanted to launch something for your business. Maybe you wanted to do more marketing. Maybe your health just wasn't a priority this year. That's okay. We all have ebbs and flows, and some things need to be on pause so we can focus on other things, and that's okay. Okay. Next prompt is, what things are no longer important? Let's be honest here. Let's be honest. Sometimes we set goals for like this idealized version of ourselves, or we set goals that other people want us to do, but they're not really important to us. So looking back on 2022, or even just looking back on the past 12 weeks, like, what's not important anymore? What is it okay to say, I'm done with that. I'm not going to be focusing my time, money, or attention on that thing anymore. And that's okay. It's all about deleting those things we don't need anymore. So what's not important anymore? And be honest with yourself. Don't keep dragging along a goal and rewriting it in your planner every 12 weeks if it's really not important, if it doesn't add value to your life. Next, what are you proud of? So this might not necessarily be a big accomplishment, but like, is there something that you're proud of from this year? Maybe you stood up for yourself. Maybe you made a big choice. Maybe you survived the year. Like, yeah, maybe you survived the year. I will take that as a win. What are you proud of? Maybe, I don't know, maybe you put yourself out there. Maybe you had more time for yourself this year. I don't know. I would love to hear what you're proud of, big or small. Make sure to leave it in the comments, even if you're watching the replay. And the final question on our quarterly progress check is, what's coming up next? What's coming up next? So maybe something specific is happening in 2023. Like, there's going to be the family reunion or something like that. Or maybe you're moving. Or maybe you're going to try to buy a house next year. Or you're going to switch careers. Or next year that's the year you're going to take care of your health. I don't know what's coming up. Is there anything that like you really have to start thinking about? Maybe your kids are graduating next year and you have to think about like, what are you going to do when they're off in college? I don't know. I would love to hear what's coming up for you in 2023. I have several things coming up in 2023 that I can't tell you about yet, but it's all good. And it's definitely in the fun category. So think about that. Once again, if you're looking for the quarterly progress check worksheet, it is in the Edit My Life Planner, and the link is in the description. All right. I can't believe my voice is like fading already. See, I used to do weekly live streams where I would talk like this uh, every week, but I haven't been doing for like the past 2 months. Um, Let me know if you want me to continue the live streams, because I have a bunch of like edited videos to put on my YouTube channel. But I know some of you prefer like the live streams where we can just talk and chat. But I gotta say, I haven't done it for a few months, and my throat is like, ah. That's why I got this tea. Okay, so now we've said goodbye to 2022. It's time for another mini goal. I don't know. I feel like this is like Wheel of Fortune, and I'm Vanna. All right. So our first mini goal that we chose earlier was to do something that scares you. So you're going to pick 5 days in the next 12 weeks, 5 consecutive days, to do something that scares you. It could be the same thing for 5 days or 5 different things, one each day. Now we're going to pick another mini goal. And like I said before, these mini goals, totally optional. You can either do it or not, but I'm challenging you. That's the whole point of having this planning pajama party. I'm challenging you to think bigger and different with your goals. So you're going to have your big goals, and we'll get to those in a moment. But these are just fun mini goals, which I think can add a little spice to your plan, make the next 12 weeks a little bit more motivating. Okay, ready? Let's pick mini goal number 2. Oh gosh, that's a blank one. Let's do it again. you know, let's start with a different one. I thought about like having like other ones to fill in here, but like I just didn't have that many ideas. So we'll get it. Okay. Ooh, your next mini goal is to meal plan and prep. Meal plan and prep. Yes. Okay. So your next mini goal, for 5 consecutive days, sometime in the next 12-week plan, you're going to meal plan and prep. What does that mean? There are a million videos on YouTube, so many really, really talented people showing you how to meal plan and prep. Basically, a meal plan is when you choose what you're going to be eating each day for a week or for a month or for just dinners for your family. You're planning ahead of time, like, oh, we're going to have lasagna on Monday and we're going to have tacos on Tuesday, whatever it is. Meal prepping is prepping that food ahead of time. So it's basically, you can either like make a bunch of meals on Sunday and then eat all week, and then go shopping on Saturday and then make a bunch of meals on Sunday and then eat all week. So you've probably seen gorgeous little bento boxes, or people making those little like meal prep boxes where they've got like their grains and their proteins and their veggies and whatever. You can do whatever makes sense for you. I mean, your meal plan and prep could all be like prepackaged foods if that works for you. I do meal planning and prepping. So I go grocery shopping Friday night or Saturday morning, and then I make a bunch of food on Sunday. I freeze some of it, and then I eat those meals throughout the week. And I do that for many reasons. So mostly it's because I'm busy. and I want my food ready for me. I do not have time in the middle of the day to go stand in the kitchen and chop vegetables and saute things and put stuff together. I want my food done for me when I'm ready to eat. So meal planning and prepping saves me so much time. It also ensures that I'm eating like the foods that I want to be eating rather than ordering takeout and wasting money and wasting calories. It's making sure that I'm using all of my groceries too. I'm saying there might have been times where I had to like throw out produce that was good days ago, but it went bad because I didn't get to it. Has that happened to you? If you meal plan and prep, then you make sure that you're using everything that you buy and you're not wasting your money. And it's just very satisfying, I gotta say, to be knowing that you have delicious, beautiful meals to eat for the entire week. This does not need to take a lot of time. Seriously, it does not. Watch some of those meal planning and prepping videos on YouTube. I like the ones that I watch is like, I'd make 5 meals in an hour and then you portion it out for the whole week. You can meal plan like all of your meals, like breakfast, lunch, dinner, and snacks, or you can meal plan just your dinners. And even that is going to save you time, money, and effort. So that is your mini goal. Number 2 is to meal plan and prep. So in your next 12-week plan, 5 consecutive days, so a week, meal plan and prep. And I would love to hear how that goes for you. So leave a comment and let me know if you have any tips for meal planning and prepping. Anything that's going to make sure you're using your ingredients so you're not throwing out groceries that went bad. And how does it save your time? Like for me, it means that I can I have a beautiful, lovely lunch ready to go like in the middle of my day without wasting money or effort. All right. So let's see. I'm looking at my list. I'm just trying to see what we can get to because we're already over an hour. Usually these planning pajama parties go like 2.5 hours long. I think we've got time for everything. So I'm going to keep plowing forward. Okay. Now we're going to start thinking about your goals for 2023, but we need to percolate on it. We need to start brainstorming. We need to start brain dumping. And one way that's going to help us figure out what our goals are is the life editing process. So we're going to use the life editing process right now to come up with ideas, to come up with our priorities, to just kind of noodle around and figure out what we want. So make sure you have some paper in front of you or your notes app, and let's start thinking about all of the things that may be important to us in 2023, and specifically may be important in the first 12 weeks. I do want you to think maybe a little bit broader than that too. And as we're coming up with a 12-week plan, let's say you come up with, I don't know, 50 things, it'll be really clear what can fit into your 12-week plan and what can't. So think about that, but don't limit yourself just to the next 12 weeks because we're going to be saving stuff for the next 12 weeks and the next 12 weeks and the next 12 weeks. And I'll show you exactly how to do that. Okay. Step 1 of my life editing process is create a foundation. So a foundation is anything that supports you and keeps you stable. It's just like a foundation of a house. It holds you up, keeps you stable, makes sure you don't fall over. So I want you to think about positive things in your foundation. What things do you have right now that are working for you, that are supporting you right now? And I know it's very tempting to be like, oh, nothing's supporting me. Everything is bad right now. But that's just not true. You do have things that are supporting you. Like you've got internet right now to watch this live stream. That's something that's supporting you. You probably have a roof over your head. You probably have good food to eat in your fridge. But what other things are supporting you? Maybe you have a job. Even if it's not the best job in the world and you want to find another career, you have a job. Maybe you have a business. Might not be earning a lot of money, but you have a business. Maybe you have a mastermind group, so you have accountability partners or some kind of support network. Maybe you have friends and family. Maybe you live in a safe neighborhood. I don't know. Maybe you have a car that works. Those are all parts of your foundation. So just brainstorm, just write down, flow, stream of consciousness, what things are in your foundation, what positive things are supporting you right now. It's important to focus on your foundation because you're going to be struggling in the future. We all are going to be struggling as we go through our 12-week plans. I don't know anyone who has smooth sailing through their 12-week plans ever. There are going to be obstacles. There are going to be things that change. There's going to be frustrations. But if you build yourself up with that foundation, then you're not going to fall over. You're not going to ditch your entire plan. So let's say you have a support network or you have a mastermind group, like my mastermind group, which you can join. Or you have some kind of like really good system to help you get your business work done, or you're using a really good planner or project management system. When you encounter a problem, you're not going to give up. You're not going to throw in the towel. You're going to be like, okay, I'm struggling right now, but I'm going to talk to my mastermind group, or I'm going to email the support person to get help, or I'm going to walk around my neighborhood and clear my head, whatever it is. You always want to come back to your foundation. So write down 3 positive things that are in your foundation because you're definitely going to need to rely on them going forward with your 12-week plan. And if you want to share any of the positive things in your foundation, leave them in the comments right now. All right. Step 2 of my life editing process is delete bad influences. So think of a book editor with her red pen, crossing things off, getting rid of those bad influences. I want you to think of the bad influences in your life that you want to edit in 2023. So maybe your health isn't doing good, and that's a bad influence. Maybe your pantry is full of junk food and you want to do something about that. Or maybe your mindset is a bad influence and all you do is have all this anxiety and you just fuss and fret all the time, and you need to delete those bad limiting beliefs in the new year. Maybe your bad influence is a bad manager. Maybe you've got a really bad job that just drags you down, and you definitely want to get rid of that bad influence. Maybe you've got a bunch of broken things in your life, like your car is about to break down, or the washing machine doesn't run, or something like that. And there's all these like nagging little tasks that are dragging you down. So think about all of those bad influences that you want to edit in the new year. Like I mentioned this earlier, I've been having a lot of fun lately. And when I was recording my 12 days of life editing, I was like, get stuff done while still having fun. I'm like, my life's not fun right now. So a bad influence that I'm trying to get rid of in 2023 for me is the negative thinking, is the moping, is the like work, no fun. I want to add joy and more lightheartedness stuff to my life in 2023. So I think a lot of that is like mindset stuff and just making like a concentrated effort to think lighter, to think more pleasant, more joyful. So if you want to share your bad influences that you're going to delete in 2023, go ahead and leave them in the comments. I'm just checking the comments to make sure I'm not missing anything. All right, moving on. Step 3 is add good habits and routines. So I want you to think of 3 good habits that you want to create in the new year. And these could be habits of anything. Maybe you want to indulge in a hobby every day. So maybe you want to doodle or draw every day. Maybe you want to learn a language. Maybe you want to learn how to play an instrument or learn some kind of software. Maybe you want to get up when your alarm goes off without using the snooze button. Maybe you want to create some kind of morning routine for yourself. So you set yourself up for success every day. Maybe you want to review your planner and choose 3 priorities for the next day every night before you go to sleep. Maybe you want to take all the electronics out of your bedroom. So get rid of the TV, don't play with your phone in bed, all of that stuff so that you can sleep better. Maybe you want to just take walks around your neighborhood every day. I would love to hear the types of good habits that you want to create in your life in 2023. So think about 3 good habits that you want to add, and they could be in any area. So maybe you have like a health habit you want to add, maybe a business habit you want to add, like getting to inbox 0 every day or something like that. Or maybe you have a fun habit like doing a hobby every day. I don't know if you heard that, but like the doorbell just rang and I was like, oh my gosh. I will get that later. Okay. Continuing with the life editing process, step 4 is rearrange everything. So I want you to list 3 ways that you could rearrange your time. This is my favorite step of the life editing process. And it's all about productivity and time management. So there are probably things in your schedule that are slowing you down, that are creating bottlenecks, that are just kind of like mucking up your schedule. But sometimes if you could look at your schedule and rearrange a few things, move this to the morning, move this to Friday, move that there, get somebody else to pick up the slack. If you just rearrange a few things, you can get your whole routine flowing again. I've seen this like help people tremendously, certainly me. Like whenever I feel like, it's 2 o'clock and I'm not getting stuff done, what's happening? Or you're just dragging, like maybe it's every Thursday, like nothing happens and you just can't seem to get going. Look at your schedule and I bet you need to rearrange a few things. One of the things that's helped me is front loading my day. Like many years ago, like I would just say, oh, I've got 8 hours or 9 hours to do my work. And I would take the whole like 8 or 9 hours to try to get my work done. I'd be trying to finish things up at 5 in the evening. And I hated that. So now I front load my days to get all of my important work done early in the morning when I'm most awake and when I'm most functioning. So then before lunch, I'm done with my business work. I've done my writing, I've done my videos, I've answered emails, whatever. I get that done in the morning so that I can relax the rest of the day. And usually the rest of the day, that's when emergencies happen or someone calls and you have to go drive somewhere or whatever. Things get in the way in the afternoon. But if you front load your day by rearranging your schedule to get stuff done in the morning, then maybe that will work for you and you won't like hit those bottlenecks or feel like, why am I not getting anything done? So that's step 4 is to think of 3 things that you want to rearrange. That might be looking at your schedule and moving things around. It might be deleting some things from your schedule. It might be putting like tasks on the similar days. I don't know. Think about 3 things that you can rearrange using your time better. Let's see. Oh, Liz says, a great morning habit I want to stick to is to make my bed every morning. Yes, yes, yes. I love that one. That's really it, isn't it? Like how you start your day is how the rest of your day goes. So if you take the time to honor yourself and just make your bed, and what, it takes 2 minutes, if that, then every time you walk into your bedroom, you see this nice, gorgeous, relaxing bed to get into at the end of the day. And it kind of makes it seem like that you're doing something good for yourself, that you're not just leaving the whole world a mess after you woke up. I love the idea of making your bed. And it's such an easy thing to do. This is not like running a marathon every morning. This is something that everyone could do and should do. I love that. Awesome. Almost done with the life editing process. Step number 5 is to make white space for personal self-care. So I want you to list 3 self-care activities that you want to try in your next 12-week plan. So what are we talking about self-care? I know we have talked about this many, many times on my YouTube channel, but self-care is not the same as self-comfort. So self-comfort are activities that comfort you in the moment, but you're going to pay for them later. They numb you out so you don't have to deal with your emotions. So self-comfort activities might be watching 5 hours of Netflix. Self-comfort might be eating 10 candy bars instead of a proper meal. Self-comfort might be not answering your phone when you really need to talk to that person and have that difficult conversation. You're numbing yourself out. You are comforting yourself in the moment, but you're not actually dealing with like your emotions and your life. Those are self-comfort activities. So when somebody tells me like, ooh, I got self-care this weekend, and their self-care was like eating 3 large pizzas and watching Netflix all weekend, I'm like, that's not really self-care. That's numbing yourself. On the other hand, self-care cares for you. It fills you up. It gives you energy. You feel better after you indulge in self-care. Whereas self-comfort, you either feel numb afterwards or you feel worse because you avoided that thing even longer. So self-care activities that fill you up might be doing a hobby like reading or singing or dancing. It might be having a meaningful conversation like with your best friend. It might be having a pajama party with your life editor friends. It might be journaling or really thinking about your goals. It might be making a gourmet meal just for yourself, just because. It might be taking a walk around your neighborhood or doing a meditation. Whatever your self-care is, it fills you up. It cares for you. You have more energy after you do self-care. So I hope that is a clear distinction between self-care and self-comfort. I want you to write down 3 self-care activities that you might want to try. Maybe you'll go get a massage. Maybe you'll join a book club or just start reading for yourself. I have a good reading challenge, which I'm working on a video for, which I will share in a few days. But you can also get my reading challenge in my editor's notebook, which is linked below. Maybe you, I don't know, Maybe you decide to call a friend every day and check in. Maybe you join a mastermind group so you have someone to talk to every day. But think about what type of self care would help you in the next 12 weeks. Ooh. Tanya says, I want to schedule a little time for myself doing something I enjoy every day, even if it's only 15 minutes. Yes, I love that. I think some of us think like, well, I don't have an hour for self-care, so I won't do anything. You can, even 5 minutes is good enough to do something for yourself. But I love 15 minutes just for yourself. I do 15 minutes of reading every morning because that's my hobby. I love reading. Obviously, I'm a book editor or a former book editor. So in reading is important to me. That's my self-care. But yeah, carving out that time for yourself so you don't feel neglected and empty by the end of the day. Love it. Oh, book suggestion. Liz says, if you haven't heard of the book, it's called Make Your Bed, Little Things That Can Change Your Life and Maybe the World by Admiral William H. Raven. Okay, awesome. Thank you so much, Liz. I will definitely check that out. Everyone, book recommendation. I do love book recommendations. I forgot to say that at the beginning. If you have a recommendation, whether it's for planning or for habits or for some kind of productivity or something for the new year, leave it in the comments so we can all check it out. Thank you so much, Liz. Awesome. And it's really the little things, truly the little things that can change your life. Just those small things about taking care of yourself. Okay, so let's recap your brainstorming, brain dumping with the life editing process. For step 1, create a foundation. Write down 3 positive things in your foundation. For step 2, delete bad influences. Write down at least 3 bad influences that you want to edit. For step 3, add good habits. List 3 good habits that you want to add in the new year. For step 4, rearrange everything. List 3 ways to rearrange your time. And step 5, make white space. Write at least 3 ways that you want to indulge in self-care in the new year. Awesome. Again, I will leave a link in the description for my Life Editing for Beginners program, which goes really in depth with my entire life editing process. So if you like that and this is making sense to you, you definitely want to check out my Life Editing for Beginners program. I'll leave the link in the description, and it was just updated last year with 28 brand new videos. So very cool. Okay, now we're going to choose your priorities. And this is where I love to say, you can do it all, but not all at once. I love you, life editors, and I know you're super ambitious just like me, and you can do it all. I absolutely believe that you can do it all, but not all at once. We're not trying to burn ourselves out. We're not trying to be everything to everyone. We're not trying to be Superwoman here. You can do it all, but not all at once. So we're going to choose your priorities for the next 12 weeks. So look at your quarterly progress check, and then look at your writing from the life editing process, your brainstorming of those 3 things for each step that you want to do. And I want you to see, do you notice any patterns? Maybe a lot of the things that you want to change have to do with your job, or maybe a lot of the things you want to do next year have to do with your family, or maybe it's your finances. You're definitely going to start noticing some patterns when you look at your brainstorming. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to choose 3 priorities. These are not your goals. We're going to get to your goals in a minute. But your priorities are the areas of your life that you're going to focus on for the next 12 weeks. You can do it all, but not all at once. And here's what I mean. In the next 12 weeks, I want you to focus on, at most, 3 priorities, 3 areas of your life, maximum, that are going to get 90% of your time, money, and effort. The other 10% of your life is going to be there, but it's not going to be your focus. I don't want you to try to spread yourself thin into 10, 12, 15 different areas of your life. I want you to pick 3 areas of your life to be your focus. Those other areas of your life will get attention, but not in the next 12 weeks, not as much in the next 12 weeks. And the reason is, if you could focus on just a few areas of your life in the next 12 weeks, you're going to be able to rock out those goals, achieve those things, rather than spreading yourself too thin and in too many directions. I would rather you reach just a few goals and actually reach them 100% than have 10 goals in 10 areas of your life and make 15% effort on each of them. Does that make sense? All right. So let's say for the next 12 weeks, your areas of focus, your priorities are, let's say, your business, your health, and your family. And that's what you're focusing on. Of course, you have other areas of your life. Like, what about your finances? What about your friends? That just means you're going to put 90% of your time into your business, your health, and your family. So that means you're going to be spending time on your business work. You're going to be working on your health. You're going to be having quality family time. But let's say there's something over here, like your friends want to do something or whatever. You might need to tell them, look, I can't go party with you, or I can't go on a friend's trip or whatever, because I'm focusing on these priorities for the next 12 weeks. And you're not totally like dissolving those other areas of your life, but you're giving these main priorities your time and attention. Maybe for the next 12 weeks, your 3 priorities are your spirituality, your home, and your finances. That means other things like your health. Of course, your health is still important, but it's not the main priority. The main priority is your spirituality, home, and your finances. So I really want you to think about that. What 3 areas of your life, what 3 priorities really deserve your time in the next 12 weeks? And what can you put on the back burner that still exists in your life? And if you do have appointments or things for those things, things that have to get done for those areas, of course you do them, but 90% of your energy are going to the other 3 priorities. That makes sense? Yes? Okay. So let me think for me, my 3 priorities going into January, February, March is my business, obviously, my health, and my finances. Those are my 3 priorities. So it's, yes, my spirituality is still important. I got my Buddha over there. And other things might be, my home is still important, but I'm not going to spend a lot of time on my home in the next 12 weeks. So just think about that. Where do you want to direct your energy? Sound good? Okay. So look at the patterns, look at your notes, pick 3 priorities for the next 12 weeks. These are not your goals. We're going to get to your goals in a minute. Your goals are going to come out of those priorities. But where are you devoting your energy? Maybe it's your business, your family, your finances. Maybe it's your home. Maybe it's your relationships. Maybe it's your career. I don't know. But just pick 3 priorities. Okay. Moving on. You know what time it is. It's time for another mini goal. Let's bring out the wheel of mini goals again. I'm having like way too much fun with this. Okay. You see it? Yeah. Okay. We're going to spin it again. We're going to choose another mini goal for you to add for 5 consecutive days in your 12-week plan. Again, these are totally optional, but I hope that most of you would like at least try these mini goals. I think they're fun. And I want you to have fun with your 12-week plans, because if it gets tedious or boring, you're going to burn out and not stick with it. Okay. Ooh, the next mini goal is to learn something new. Can you see that? Learn something new. Awesome. All right. Gosh, my hair is getting weird. All right, for your next mini goal, choose 5 consecutive days in the next 12 weeks, and you're going to learn something new every day for 5 consecutive days. So I highly recommend Skillshare. I will leave a link below when I update the description. Skillshare is an online learning platform that has thousands of classes by some of the best teachers in the world. Like literally, you can find anything you want. I was watching meal planning and prepping videos earlier today. But you can find productivity videos. You can find videos for how to use certain kinds of software. You can find videos on how to draw or how to use some kind of like Illustrator program, how to edit your videos. Videos for how to start a business, videos for how to get in shape, videos for how to get started with investing, and all sorts of stuff. I love Skillshare. So that is what actually I'm doing. This is one of my goals in 2023 is I want to learn something new every day. So for your mini goal, choose 5 consecutive days to learn something new. So that could be doing Skillshare videos. And I'm going to leave the link below. I will also send it in an email with the replay. for a free 30-day trial. So if you want to get started and do it all for free, you can. You can also go to YouTube and like literally search whatever you're interested in, like fitness documentary or time management documentary or finances documentary, and learn something new. I actually watched this great documentary called Get Smart with Money. It's on Netflix right now. And I watched it twice. I really, really liked it. And it's like 4 or 5 different kinds of people and families and how they work on their money goals throughout an entire year, whether it's paying off student loans, paying off credit card debt, earning more money, or managing their finances, or coming back from losing it all. Like, it's really, really interesting. So it's Get Smart with Money. It's on Netflix right now. So that's a great documentary if you want to learn more about how to manage your finances. Leave a comment and let me know if you want to learn something new. Where are you looking? Like, do you have an app that you use? Do you have a specific YouTube channel, or do you have documentaries to recommend? So learning something new could be watching something and learning something new, could be reading something. Maybe you go get like a historical book. Maybe you learn a new language and you get an app to learn a new language. Maybe you hire a coach like me and learn how to start a business. I would love to hear, what do you want to learn for your next mini goal? So many different ideas. All right. Moving on. So now we know your priorities. We kind of know the things that you want to work on in the new year. But before we can start choosing goals and figuring out where you're going to devote your time, we need to be honest about your time. You know what's coming up next. We're going to do your time budget. Yes. I love this activity. I think my clients hate this activity because it kind of depresses them every time we do a time budget. But I will say this. A time budget is not to make you feel depressed. It's not to make you feel like, oh my gosh, this is so bad. It's actually to keep you honest. And you can use it as inspiration. The idea is to get honest about your time and how many days you actually have. So we're making a 12-week plan going into the new year. So that's 12 weeks. So you might think like, oh, I've got 12 weeks. I've got 3 months. I've got 90 days to do whatever it is. But actually, you don't. You don't have all that time. There are days when you're not going to be working on your goals. There are going to be things that come up during that time. So when you've done planning in the past, you have probably fallen short because you thought you had more time than you did. So you packed your schedule with more goals, 100 goals for the year. Like, you know, the people who do that. I'm not naming names, but you pack your schedule with so many goals and so many things. And then you get to the end of the year and you're like, I didn't get it done. What happened? I thought I had all this time, but you don't have all that time. So here's how we're going to do your time budget. I want you to pull up a calendar. It could be your Google Calendar. If you've got the Edit My Life Planner in front of you, I want you to find 3 monthly calendars in a row. So the Edit My Life Planner has 3 blank calendars. So you can do your 12-week plan for the next 3 months. So whatever you are using, digital calendar, paper planner, my planner, whatever, make sure you have 3 months in front of you right now. We're going to do January, February, and March. So looking at your blank calendars, I want you to cross off any days that you will not be working on your goals. So maybe you're not going to be working on your goals on the weekends because it's family time. Or maybe you have PTO days off. Or maybe you're going on vacation. Or I don't know, maybe you take every Wednesday off and you just don't do anything in a day. So any days you're not going to be working on your goals, cross those off. So think about like emergency days too. You won't know when you're having an emergency, but you can look back over the past 3 months and kind of estimate how many days you might need for emergencies. So let's say like your kids get sick at school and you have to go pick them up, or something happens. Look back over the past 3 months and you might discover that, 2 days a month there's an emergency and I don't get anything done. So what we're going to do with those emergency days is go to the end of your calendar and cross those off at the end of your calendar, at the end of your month. So if you average 2 emergency days a month, cross off 2 days for month 1, January, 2 days for February, 2 days for March. Or you might have like a chronic illness, like chronic migraines. How many days a month do you lose to migraines? Maybe you lose another 2 days a month to migraines. So cross those off at the end of your month. What we're doing is creating a buffer. So we don't know exactly when those emergency days are going to happen. Like you don't know, oh, I can predict when my next migraine is, or oh, I can predict when the car is going to break down. No, you don't. You can't do that. But if we cross off those days for the average number of emergency days we have per month, then if you use them, like great, we're still on schedule. If you don't use them, they become your buffer. Is this making sense? Awesome. So cross off your days off, cross off your holidays, weekends, if you take weekends, and then cross off any emergency days at the end of the month. Then once you have crossed off all of those days, add up how many days you actually have in the next 3 months to work on your goals. It's not 90 days. It certainly isn't. For most of my clients, when they do a time budget to see how many days they have to actually work on their goals, most of my clients end up with 20 or maybe 25 days that they can work on their goals, which is pretty shocking. So that's why you haven't reached your goals in the past. You think you have 90 days to work on your goals, but you might only have 20 or 25 days to work on your goals. And I know that can be really shocking and depressing, but use it to your advantage. This means you have to be really intentional with your goals. You can't choose 10 goals. You don't have time for 10 goals. If you've only got 20 days to do something meaningful in the next 90 days, in the next 3 months, then you want to pick something that's actually worth working on, that's actually going to give you a good return on investment. So maybe that's starting a business. Maybe that's taking care of your health. Maybe that's, I don't know, fixing a damaged relationship. I don't know. Pick something that is really meaningful to give your time to rather than filling up these days with nonsense, with scrolling through social media or watching reruns or whatever your self-comfort activities are. But there's one more step for the time budget. So you might have crossed off the days that you're not working and you have an idea of the days that you are working on your goals. But you're not working 24 hours a day on your goals for those days that you are working on your goals. You might have a day job. You might have kids to take care of. You certainly are going to be sleeping. I hope you're sleeping. I hope you're all taking your good amounts of sleep too. So even though you have days to work on your goals, you're not working 24/7. So within each day, I want you to cross off, if you have like a timetable. Hold on, let me pull it up. I have timetables in here. What to do? Oh, it's the weekly one. The weekly planner. Here we go. You can use these pages as timetables and just put the times along the side. So when do you wake up? Like 6 o'clock through midnight or whatever. And then just block off the times that you're not working. When are you at your day job? When are you running errands? When are you sleeping? Whatever it is. So then within each day, you might only have 1 to 3 hours to work on your goals. So let's say you've got 20 days to work on your goals on average. And then within each day, you've got 2 hours to work on your goals. So you might only have 40 hours to work on your goals in the next 3 months. I hope this is making sense. If this isn't making sense, then I want you to click the link in the description and watch the videos from the Edit My Life Planner program. It gives you much more detailed explanation of how to do a time budget, more than we have time for tonight. So once you figure out how much time you have each day to actually work on your goals and how many days you actually have, that is your time budget. So I want you to leave a comment. Even if you're watching the replay, come back and leave a comment and tell us how many days do you have to work on your goals and how many hours within those days do you have to work on your goals. I'm really interested to see what your time budget looks like. All right. Okay, we are getting there. We are almost time to start working on your goals. So when you get your time budget, I would say take it as reinforcement that you can't do everything. I don't want you to do everything. I want you to pick 1 to 3 goals that are meaningful to you, that have a high return on investment, that are actually going to change your life, and focus on those. But if you're looking at your notes and you're looking at your time budget, you're going to see there's a bit of a disconnect there. You might have all of these things you want to do in the next 12 weeks, but you only have this little bit of time. Like, yes, is that what we're feeling right now? Because that's how most people are at this point when they're doing their 12-week plans. So, what do you do with all those goals, projects, and tasks that are still important to you, but you don't have the time, money, effort, or energy to work on them right now? You're going to put them in your parking lot. And I have a parking lot worksheet that's in the Edit My Life Planner program that you can fill out. So here's the thing. I love it when you brainstorm. I love it when you have lots and lots of big ideas of things that you want to do. But like we talked about, you can't do everything at once. I don't want you to forget those dreams and goals and things because they're obviously important to you. But where can we put them to keep them safe and sound, but not actually do them in the next 12 weeks? Maybe they're for the next one or the next one or the next one. So your parking lot is just like a regular parking lot where you park your car and leave it safe and sound and secure while you go and do other things. And then when you're done, you come back and you drive your car again. A goals parking lot is where you put your goals, projects, tasks, ideas, any other things that are percolating in your mind. You put them in your goals parking lot so you don't forget about them, so you remember them because they are important, but you're not driving them right now. I want you to resist the urge to cram your 12-week plan with so much stuff because you're just going to burn out and feel exhausted. You have permission to put stuff in your parking lot so you can drive it later. You don't have to drive everything right now. Just think about that. If you're focusing on 10 goals right now, you're going to be pulled in all sorts of different directions and you're going to burn out. And none of your goals are going to reach completion. Whereas if you focus on 1 to 3 goals, you're actually going to be able to finish them and you're going to be able to preserve your mental energy, your mental health, your physical energy, all of that good stuff. Awesome. Okay. So make sure you're filling out your parking lot with the things that you're not getting to in the next 12 weeks. Okay. Now, after an hour and 40 minutes, we are finally going to pick your goals for the next 12 weeks. Like I've been saying, I want you to pick 1 to 3 really important goals for the next 12 weeks. And we're going to write those as SMART goals. And I know you've heard this a million times. I have many videos about SMART goals on my YouTube channel. But writing your goals as SMART goals, make sure that they're meaningful and you know whether or not you've reached them. Okay. So let's go through SMART goals. That's SMART. So first, it's specific. Your goals must be specific. I have clients who say something like, oh, I want to feel happier, or I want to be productive. Again, like we talked about, that's a resolution. That is not a goal. So how can we make that specific? If you want to be productive, what does that mean? Does that mean launching a new product in the next 3 weeks? Does that mean cleaning every room of your house? If you want to feel happier, does that mean you, I don't know, hang out with friends every week? Does that mean you get off your anxiety pills? I don't know. What does being happier mean? So make sure you're getting very, very specific. Like a specific goal might be, I want to earn $20,000 in the next 12 weeks through my business. Very, very specific. All right, next is measurable. There should be a way to measure your goals. We should be able to say yes or no, did you reach it? So if it's, I want to lose weight, well, what does that mean? If you lose half a pound, does that count? If you lose 50 pounds, does that count? You need very, very specific way to measure it, yes or no. If it's, I want to lose 12 pounds in 12 weeks, You can look at the end of the 12 weeks and say, did you lose 12 pounds? Yes or no? That's measurable. Or if it's a business goal, you want to earn $20,000 in the next 12 weeks. Yes or no? At the end of the 12 weeks, did you earn $20,000? Yes or no? That's measurable. But let's say you have, we've talked about this before, but let's say you have a nebulous goal. It's ambiguous. Like you want to feel happier. One way you can make that measurable is by assigning a scale to it, like a 1 to 10 scale. So maybe every day in your planner, you can grade yourself from 1 to 10. How happy are you? Maybe you're a 7 one day, and then one day you have a really good day and you're a 10, and then another day you're a 2. So rate your happiness every day. And then your measurement could be, did I rate myself at a 7 or higher at least 75% of the time? That's a good way to measure it, yes or no. Okay, next for SMART goals is actionable. Your goal must be actionable, meaning that you can take action on it. Not your mother-in-law, not your boss, not your spouse, you. I know too many people who make goals that are dependent on somebody else. Like, I want my boss to give me a raise. That's not up to you. That's the boss's ruling. But there are things you can do that are actionable. You can keep lists of all of your accomplishments. You can keep a praise folder with praise from other managers and clients and whatever to beef up your proposal to get a raise. You can do all your work and come in on time and be prompt and punctual at your job. So there are things you can do, but you can't get into somebody else's mind and make them do something. Or like, I wish my spouse was more loving. Like, you can't jump into their brain. Your goals need to be actionable by you. They can't be dependent on somebody else changing their mindset or somebody else doing the work. Next is realistic. This is a tough one. I want your goals to be realistic in a way. Of course, yes, I want you to have big goals, big dreams for yourself. I want you to step out of your comfort zone and choose those stretch goals that are just like, ooh, it's exciting. It's equal parts exciting and nerve-wracking. So like for your business goals, for your money goals, I want you to stretch yourself a little bit. Like, let's say you earned, I don't know, $3,000 a month in 2022 for your business. Let's beef that up to $5,000 a month. Yes, that's a stretch, but I'm not saying $1 million a month in 2023. So I want your goals to be realistic for you, but still stretch you out of your comfort zone. So I don't know. Think about like a lot of people put on there, oh, I want to be a millionaire next year. Is that realistic? I don't know. If you earned $20,000 the previous year, maybe not. Maybe that's not realistic unless you're gambling and you're hoping to win $1 million. I don't know. But if you earned $900,000 the previous year, yeah, becoming a millionaire this year might be realistic. So look at you, look at your time budget, look at your effort, look at your past performance, and pick something that's realistic, but a bit stretching you out of your comfort zone. And the final letter for SMART goals is T for time limited. So that's exactly what we're doing by setting up a 12-week plan. You're going to limit your goals to the next 12 weeks. So for some of your goals, you might complete them in 12 weeks. Like I want to earn X amount of money in 12 weeks. But some of your goals, you're going to do the first part of it in 12 weeks. So I know we keep going back to weight loss because a lot of my clients are focused on weight loss too. And it's just a common one. If you want to lose weight, let's say you have 100 pounds to lose. Are you going to lose 100 pounds in 12 weeks? Ugh, I hope not. That does not sound healthy. And I want you to stay healthy. But maybe you're going to do the first chunk of it in 12 weeks. Like you're going to lose whatever, 20 pounds in 12 weeks, something like that. Or if you're paying off debt and you have, I don't even know, $50,000 of debt to pay off. Are you going to pay it all off in the first 12 weeks? Maybe not, but what portion of that is going to fit into that time limited bundle? Let's go over SMART goals one more time so you can start choosing your 1 to 3 goals and write them as SMART goals. It's specific, measurable, actionable, realistic, and time limited. So one more thing I want to say is that your goals are not your projects. Your goals are not your projects. I have a great video in the 12 Days of Life Editing, which I will link below, which I just wrapped up, that explains the difference between goals, projects, and tasks. Your goals, like we just said, are SMART goals, and they're big. They're big, overarching things that you want to achieve, and they are made up of many, many, many projects. So somebody might come to me, a lot of my clients are writers, and they might say, oh, my goal is to publish my book. Is that your goal? That's a project, actually. What is the purpose of publishing your book? So a lot of times you can find your goals by thinking about, well, what's the purpose? Why are you doing that? So publishing a book is just one project under the big goal of, I will earn X amount of money through my writing career in the next 12 weeks. Or I will develop a loyal fan base of 10,000 devoted fans to do my pre-launch or whatever. So a lot of times I find my clients working on projects, but the projects aren't actually leading anywhere. It's something that they think they should do, but why? Why are they doing that? So maybe, I don't know, you want to pay off all of your credit cards. So each, like the big goal would be, I will be financially free with zero debt at the end of these 12 weeks. And then each project is each one of your credit cards. Does that make sense? Or I want to be a fit and healthy person who, I don't know, does something for my health every 12 weeks. And a project under that would be running a marathon, or I don't know, doing a triathlon, or joining a gym or something. Those are smaller projects underneath that. Let me know if you're confused about the difference between goals and projects, or if you want to list your goals and projects in the comments. I can help you write them as SMART goals or figure out where they fit. Okay. All right, so make sure you're writing your 1 to 3 goals as SMART goals. We're going to move on to your projects, but before we do our projects, we're going to bring back our wheel of mini goals. Awesome. I love this so much. So again, just to recap, these mini goals are 5-day mini challenges that you can do in 5 consecutive days in your 12-week plan. You don't have to do all of them. We're picking 5 of them tonight. But I would love for you to try and just do something fun beyond your 1 to 3 goals. All right, so let's pick our next mini goal. Ooh, we've got our first business one. The next mini goal is to send warm letters. Oh my goodness. If you've been following me for any amount of time, you know how much I love warm letters. Okay, this is a mini goal for business owners. You're going to pick 5 consecutive days in the next 12 weeks. Your mini goal is to send warm letters. You're going to do it across those 5 days. So let me give you a breakdown of what your warm letters entails. If you want more help with warm letters, then you got to check out my Startup in 60 program, which is in my store, which is linked below. Also, I have several videos on my YouTube channel about how to do proper warm letters. Basically, day 1, so let's say it's a Monday, you're going to list everyone that you have ever met in your entire life. You're just going to brain dump for as long as you can, just write down names of people, your friends, your family, your coworkers, your old coworkers, managers from 10 years ago, your college roommates, the barista at the coffee shop, everyone, the people in your neighborhood. But don't worry about categorizing them yet. Just let the names flow. Because sometimes you'll think of somebody like a neighbor, which will remind you of somebody else, or you'll think of like an old job, which will make you think of another old job. So just write as many names as possible. That's day 1. Ideally, you're trying to get to 250 names. For day 2, you're going to categorize those names as A, B, C, or D. So A people are people who love you and they know about you and your business. And of course, they want to support you. They're your ideal clients. They are most likely to buy. So put a little A next to those names. B people know who you are, but they might need a little bit more information about your business and what you do. But you could probably talk them up into being A people. So they just need a little bit more education. Those are B people. C people are people who maybe you haven't talked to them in years. They don't remember their name exactly. They certainly don't remember you. They're just kind of like, that's a long shot. They might not be ideal clients, but you did write down their name. And then D people are people to delete. They're not your ideal clients. You would never want to work with them, like in a million years. You don't want them for a client. They don't like you. You don't like them. Those people are to delete. So go through your names on day 2 and A, B, C, D them. Then on day 3, you're going to send warm letter, or we're going to draft your warm letter. Let's see, how am I going to do this? Yeah, okay. You're going to draft your warm letters to your A people. And your A people are most likely to buy. So you're going to write a warm letter that's going to ask them to do something, but it's going to be an easy yes. So it could be sign up for my list, or like watch my free workshop to get them on your list. Or it could be sending them to your easy yes product. If you have a product that's around $10, that's like so low price but high value, it's an easy yes. Or it could be a free call, and then once they're on the free call with you, then you can upsell them to a bigger package. So you write your warm letter for those A people, you draft it, and offer them something. Then on day 4, you're going to send those warm letters. And these can be emails, these could be physical letters, these could be direct messages, or you meet somebody for coffee and like say it to them live. You're going to send those warm letters, and they are individual messages. So ideally, you're going to have 25 A people to send your warm letters to. This is not a BCC all of them on an email and blast it out to everyone. No, it's a warm letter to each individual one. They get an individual email. I have a warm letter template that is in Startup in 60 that you can get in my store. And also I go over more what to include in your warm letter in some videos on YouTube. So you're going to send those individual warm letters on day 4. And then on day 5, you're going to follow up with them. Because a lot of people are busy, or they see the email, but they're like, oh, I'll respond to that later. So follow up with the people who do schedule calls with you or do purchase products, and the people you don't hear from, just follow up with them to see like, oh, I was just checking, did you get my message? Or do you have any questions about blank? So I know that was a really, really fast description of warm letters, but that is your next mini goal, is to do warm letters. So if those of you who have businesses, if you want more help doing your warm letters, you can send me an email at sage@sagegrayson.com, or schedule a call with me, or watch my YouTube videos. I have so many resources to help you with your warm letters. So I really hope you will do that 5-day challenge if you are a business owner especially. All right. Moving on. Now we've got our 1 to 3 goals that you're going to be working on for the first 12 weeks of 2023. It's time to do your project plans. So for each SMART goal that you have, I ideally, like I have these worksheets in my life planner where you can write the goal at the top. So write your SMART goal at the top of the page. And then underneath that, brainstorm all of the projects that could potentially lead to that goal. And I don't want you to censor yourself. Just let the ideas flow. You're not going to do all of these projects, but we just want you to come up with as many ideas as possible. So let's say your goal is to earn $20,000 in your business in the next 12 weeks. There are so many different ways that you can get there. You could sell a few high value, high ticket programs, which is what we do in the Goodbye 9 to 5 mastermind group that I run. You can click the link below to get more information about that. You could sell thousands of ebooks. You could launch a brand new product or program. You could do a lot of freelance work. You could share affiliate links. You can see there's just many, many different ways that you can reach that income goal. Or let's say you want to, lose 30 pounds in the next 12 weeks, something like that. There are many ways that you can get there. You can meal plan and prep, like we talked about before. You can stay in a calorie deficit every day, which I recommend. You could hire a coach. You could hire a nutritionalist. You could get a gym membership. You can set up a home gym. You can walk around the neighborhood. You can start wearing a fitness watch. Like there's so many different ways that you could lose that weight. So write your goal at the top of the page and then brainstorm all of the different projects that could potentially lead to that goal. Once you've done that, then I want you to look at your time budget again and compare it to your projects and figure out which projects do you actually have time for, and which projects are most exciting to you, and which ones have the best return on investment. So let's say you're a business owner and you want to earn X amount of money in the next 12 weeks, and you're looking at all of your projects to how you can earn that money. Maybe you don't have a lot of time. Let's say you only have a few days, 10 days, 15 days, 20 days in your plan. Maybe to earn that money, that means the project you're going to focus on is setting up ads, because that can do the work for you if you don't have a lot of time. Or maybe your project is designing your own high value, high ticket offer. So you need fewer sales to reach that goal, which is what we do in Goodbye 9 to 5. And that might be a better use of your time. Or maybe you use your time to send warm letters to past clients to get them to buy rather than focusing on new clients. Does that make sense? So there's lots of different ways you can get that goal, but look at how much time you actually have. If you have more time, maybe you can do more projects. If you have less time, then you need to focus on those projects that have the best return on investment. Good? All right. So once we've got your SMART goals, then you're going to circle or highlight the specific projects that you've got time for in your time budget. And then finally, we're going to create your task list. So for each of your projects, and I've got worksheets for this in the Edit My Life Planner, you're write your project at the top of the page, and then underneath each project, write all of the tasks associated with that project. So if your project is to publish a book, there's lots and lots of tasks under there. There's do the final draft. This hire an editor or edit it yourself. It's make sure you research where you're going to publish it. It's rewriting the title, create the cover. Make sure you have a list of people who are going to buy for pre-sale, like all of that stuff. There's all sorts of things that are underneath that project, all sorts of little tasks. Once you come up with all of your tasks for each project, put them in order, in chronological order, like what has to get done before the next task, or what things need to be done every day. So like if you're working on weight loss, there are some things that you're just going to do every single day, like counting your calories, or going over your meal plan, or going for a walk every day, whatever it might be. Then finally, you're going to take those specific tasks and assign them to specific days and specific times in your planner. I cannot stress this enough, that if you don't take your tasks and put them on specific days with specific times, they won't get done. So if you've got something to do, like your warm letters, if you don't put them on a specific day or specific time, they'll just be floating. And remember, we're not going to let things float anymore. We're not going to see what happens, or fly by the seat of our pants, or wing it anymore. We're going to put things on specific days. And this should be really, really important to you after looking at your time budget, because you don't have time to goof around. You don't have time to say, oh, I'll get to that next month, or oh, I'll do that next week. You don't have time to do that. If you actually want to reach your goals, you've got to carve out the time and make the time in your limited schedules as it is, right? Okay, I know you can do this. I know that's really hard. That's probably going to take you the longest amount of time. And what I do, which might be a little anal for some of you, but hey, we're life editors. We're kind of anal, is I have Post-it notes that I use for everything. So I kind of use a mix of digital planning and paper planning. But what you can do is, if you're using the Edit My Life Planner, this is just an idea. Let's say you have a task. You can write it on a Post-it note, on a sticky note, and then put it on the day in your planner and the specific time that you want to get it done. And what I do for my planner, so I do that, like if I have to, publish a blog post, whatever it is, I put that on there. And then I have it in a color that corresponds to how I categorize that task. So I've done many different color coding. I have a color coding video on my YouTube channel, which is really good. But I have pink is for general business stuff. I use blue for my Goodbye 9 to 5 program. I use purple for my academy, just different things like that. And then once I actually complete that task, I take off the sticky note and I use a pen in the same color and I write it in my planner as done. So my planner probably looks a little different than how other people use planners, because my planner is just like covered in sticky notes, and my wall calendar too is just a whole bunch of sticky notes. And then as I finish things, I take them off and write down that I completed them, so I can instantly at a glance see what I've completed and what I haven't. So my planners aren't exactly planners; they're more like progress journals. They show what I've done, not like exactly where I'm going, unless you count the sticky notes as where I'm going. So let me know how you use your planners. Do you write your tasks in pen or pencil in them on the days that you're supposed to get them done? Do you use the sticky notes so then you can like move, oh, wait, I've got an emergency, I'm going to move this to another day? Like, do you do it like that? Or do you have another way of doing that? I would love to hear how you organize your tasks in your planner. And if you use color coding or anything like that. Okay. All right, we've got one more. We've got one more mini goal. Let's do it. All right. One more time. These mini goals are totally optional, but I really hope you will choose to do them just to add some more fun and to challenge yourself with your next 12-week plan. Okay, so let's choose our final mini goal. Oh, come on. Here we go. Ooh, nice one. We got a relationship one. Our next mini goal is to give compliments. Yes. Okay, I think that's a pretty good mix of mini goals that we got. All right. Our final mini goal is for 5 consecutive days in your next 12-week plan. Each day, give a compliment to somebody. And it could be anyone. You could give a compliment to the waiter in the restaurant. Give a compliment to your friend. Give a compliment to your kids and stick the note in their lunches. Give a compliment to your spouse. Give a compliment to yourself. Like, hey, say something nice about yourself too. So every day for consecutive 5 days, give a compliment. You can email someone, you can write them a note, you can say it to them, you can call them up, but just spread the love and spread the joy. And I got to tell you, I always notice when someone gives me a compliment and it makes me feel so, so good. So we want to lift people up, but I think you're going to notice when you start giving compliments to people, it's going to make you feel good too. And people will have a better view of you if you make them feel good. So I know this can be really hard. Like, oh yes, perfect, Liz. It can really make someone's day. It absolutely can make someone's day. And Tanya says, it's an easy goal. I like giving compliments. Yes, I know this one's a little easier than doing your warm letters, but everyone loves getting compliments and giving compliments. And let's be honest here, there's a lot of negativity in the world. There's a lot of negativity online. There's just so many things that if you look for the bad, that's really all you're going to see. And I want to make a concentrated effort to look for the good. Not ignoring the bad things, but I'm not letting it consume my life, because I have a life to live here. And this is the only life I've got. So why don't we focus on giving compliments? You could tell somebody that they had a really good idea in that work meeting. You can tell your spouse that you really appreciate their help. You can tell your kids that you're so proud of them for trying, even if they didn't complete something or win something. You can be kind to yourself and say something nice about you. I'm not going to say what kind of compliments you can give. You can get any kind of compliments at all, but I like getting compliments that talked about me as a person rather than me as a thing, if that makes sense. I love compliments where somebody tells me I had a really good idea or I helped them think about something differently. I always appreciate compliments, but I don't appreciate the ones as much when someone's like, oh, you look so pretty today, or you look so thin, or whatever. I'm like, I'm more than my outer shell. So maybe even think about that too. I like complimenting people on their effort. And this is kind of true, I think, for any of you who are coaches. You know that we always have clients who work really, really, really hard, and they put so much effort and blood, sweat, and tears into their work, but sometimes you still don't win or you still don't reach that goal, and that's okay. That's life. And I like to compliment them on how much effort they put in and how proud of them I am, rather than only complimenting them when they reach the final goal. Gosh, I think that's a really good way to end that bit of our mini goals, is to, think about the effort that you're putting in, the effort that everyone else is putting in, and how we're all human beings and we're all just doing the best we can, especially with our plans. And I love the idea of giving compliments. Let me recap the mini goals. So again, mini goals. We chose 5 mini goals with a spinny wheel for the next 12 weeks. So pick 5 consecutive days for each of these mini goals, or pick your own mini goals, or pick just one of these if you want to do them. I'm not going to force anyone to do your mini goals. But the first one is to do something that scares you every single day for 5 days. The next one is to meal plan and prep every day for 5 days, or do 5 days of meal prepping so that you're all set for 5 days. Next one is to learn something new every day for 5 days. Next one is to send warm letters over the course of 5 days. And the final one is to give a compliment a day for the next 5 days. Woo! Let me know, did you like the idea of mini goals? Did you like my spinny wheel? And if you have other ideas for challenges or other like 5-day goals, leave them in the comments. I would love to hear what your ideas were. Let me tell you what the other ones were, just in case, in case you need some extra ideas. So the other ones that we didn't get to were a no spend week. I'm actually doing another no spend month. Last January, I did a no spend month, and I'm doing it again. So I've got a great video on my YouTube channel where I saved $1,600 last year by doing a no spend month in January. So I'm going to do another no spend month this January. But if you wanted to do just a no spend week, and so like using what you have, not buying anything from Amazon, not going to get more gas. If you run out of gas, then you're walking everywhere. Not buying like shoes or makeup or whatever. Using the food that you have in your pantry rather than going grocery shopping. Other ones were to do a daily walk. So I'm not telling you to go do an hour of cardio, but just walk around your neighborhood or walk around your house or walk in place. I used to do that when I was a book editor. I worked in downtown Chicago, and I would do a mile walk down Michigan Avenue, doing a loop back to my skyscraper that I worked in. And I love doing that. It was a great break in my day. Other one is I do a 5-day capsule wardrobe. And I would do a 5-day capsule wardrobe with just 5 items. Another one is extra income. So every day for 5 days, try something different to get extra income. So you might babysit or walk dogs or submit a freelancer article or answer surveys or do something on Fiverr or whatever. Just 5 days of getting extra income. Other one was 5 days of commenting, which was another business one. I'm really big about leaving helpful comments to create your super fans and get people to come back to your website and your social media. So yeah, that was all of them. So let me know if any of those appeal to you. Let me know if you have other ideas too. Tanya says, I really like the idea of mini goals. It was fun. Yeah. I love mini goals too. And I'm actually going to be doing some mini goals myself in my upcoming videos. So if you are watching this live or if you're watching the replay, go ahead and leave your comments. If you've got questions about how to create your 12-week plan, if you've got questions about the Edit My Life Planner, let me know. If you've got questions about goals, projects, and tasks, how to put them into your planner, how to choose your schedules, like there's so much more we didn't even get to. And we're almost at 2.5 hours. But I also want to know if you like these goal planning videos. I do have more goal planning videos on different topics scheduled for the new year. But if there's anything specific you want me to cover, like do a video about blank or how do I do blank, I would love your suggestions. So just leave a comment with any suggestions, any questions you have, any feedback you have. All right, we're going to wrap this up. But before we go, I've got your next steps, life editors. Okay. You're going to, number 1, choose your 2023 goals. Make sure they're SMART goals. And if you want to do the mini goals, with us too for those 5-day challenges. I would love to hear about it. Next, you're going to share your intentions and share your goals here in the comments section. So if you watch this replay later, even if it's a month later, 2 months later, whatever, I don't care. Leave a comment. Tell us your goals. We'll hold you accountable. Or if you're getting stuck, let's go back and forth and figure out, brainstorm your goals together. And then finally, number 3 is get your copy of the Edit My Life Planner. This is my top-selling digital product. My groundskeeper is mowing right now, so if you hear that, that's what's going on right now. But this is my top-selling product, and I love it so much because it's so simple. It's all about creating a goal plan that works for you and shrinking it down to a nice, tight 12-week plan. So there are 5 days of videos, 8 clarity worksheets, plus 2 printable planners in the program. So definitely check it out. I know so many of you have enjoyed the Edit My Life Planner, and I adore it too. So the link is in the description if you want to get your copy. All right, life editors, thank you so much for being here for our planning pajama party. I have had a great time working with you and coming up with our goals together, and I can't wait to see how you edit your life and business in 2023. I am rooting for you, and I'm so, so proud of you. All right, I will talk to you again real soon. Thanks for being here. Happy New Year.